And we are live.
Here we are. Oh my gosh.
It feels like it's been 6 months.
I know. I've missed this.
Yeah.
We missed you guys. Yeah. All right.
Yes.
So welcome back.
Oh, shoot. I forgot to take my calendar down.
Oh, that's okay.
No, it's not okay.
Okay.
I totally forgot. I apologize.
All right. There we go. Let's see who's joining us today. Looks like
Yeah.
we already have friends. Okay. There we go. Lynn, yay. So
Hi, Lynn.
I want to start off by thanking
Lisa. I always still want to say serious
everyone.
Lisa.
Yeah, I know, me too.
Yeah.
Aloha, Roxanne.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Chrissy Ann.
I want to thank all of you so much for sending prayers.
Yeah,
Thank you
that was
so
very
much.
sweet.
I appreciate it.
Soul Tribe. Soul Tribe.
Yes, we have the best, don't we?
We do.
Yeah.
I think we do.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It helps.
Yes.
All that energy. And Emily and Sade.
Hi, Emily M.
All that good positive energy, it really hits the mark, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So thank
Sade,
you so much.
For Sharon.
It's nice to be back. Oh my
Nana.
gosh. Yeah. We've missed you guys too.
Yeah.
So any news that we have going on right now, we still have the Liberty Angel. It's like a special release that we put out, and it's the Liberty Angel print that has Obama, and 100% of the proceeds go to Black Lives Matter. So you can find that at our store at soulsenlightenment.com.
And it's limited supply, so
Yes,
get them while
exactly.
you can.
We missed you
missed you
guys. Totally.
You don't have a picture?
I do. God, you know what you just reminded me of?
No.
I'll show you. I'll be right
Okay.
back. First, let's show them.
Dead air time.
Yeah. Okay. So, this is
Aw.
just a little refresher on what that picture looks like. Liberty Angel and Obama. Hope and change that we want. So that's
Definitely.
a beautiful picture. And one of the things that Vera, you told me to bring, and I didn't bring it. I took a photograph of it. Sorry, here, little knob down there. Remember, I have to tell the backstory.
Yeah.
All right, so we were talking about messages and
Elma.
signs. It was a couple weeks ago, and it was so. She had Luke behind her again.
I'm falling off this chair.
But okay, so I was outside and I was picking an apple from the apple tree, and I was looking at this apple, right? And then I went over because I have this beautiful statue in my backyard, and it represents Mother God. And I was just kind of, saying a prayer about us and soul's enlightenment and what we're doing and everything, and just a prayer for us, helping us with what we're doing. I walk inside. I look down in my hand. I'm not even joking.
It was a worm.
No.
In the shape of a heart.
No. It was
Close?
it was not a smashed worm. In between my finger and my apple was a feather.
Oh yeah, you showed
And
me.
it wasn't there when I picked the apple. I was looking at it. It was a feather that just appeared. And I took a picture of it.
Oh dear.
I
I don't know why I'm so jumpy today. Oh my God. Calm.
But I wanted to show you guys. So I was just so blown away because it wasn't there a moment before. And it was like this, it felt like a message, because we were just talking about feathers as messages the weekend before. And it felt like it was a message from the other side, from our angel, from Mother God. So I was really excited to show you guys.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, let me show you all. I took a photo because it was kind of little. Okay, see? It's pretty. There it is. There is the feather. So whenever you might find a feather, seems like it's out of nowhere, it's a message for whatever it is that you're thinking or asking for or talking about. What did I miss?
Roxanne was saying that the NBA went to Obama. Well, some of the players went to the Obama to ask for advice on opening up. and now they're opening it for voting.
Yeah,
You go, guys. You guys are awesome.
I saw that. They
Yeah.
are. It was like a boycott they were doing so that they would come back if they did that.
Yeah.
If the NBA did that. I'm so impressed.
Yes. And I love that they keep going to Obama. I love it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. How cool
See, isn't that
is
cool?
that?
That's just like Chrissy Ann. She found one right by her couch. And remember, I woke up, and when I got off the bed, there was a feather.
See,
Yeah. So
how amazing
yeah.
is that? So whatever it is that you're asking for or needing, that is so cool.
yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. And they just pop up out of nowhere.
Exactly.
But really, it's the other side.
Yeah. Well, sometimes if you have a lot of birds around, then you know they come
Well,
from
that's,
somewhere.
that's definitely,
Yeah,
that's true.
Exactly.
That's different for
So-
sure.
Yeah. So
Yes, and we can definitely, Angus in one of the most recent sessions was saying that he's here for all of you. So for all of us to call on, and he's there for protection and help and everything. So, yep, he's here and there for you.
yeah.
All right. Okay. Was there any?
I know that was kind of a shock, huh?
What's that?
Black Panther.
Oh.
The guy, the actor that did, yeah, because it seems like it just came out of nowhere, but he's been dealing with the cancer for a while. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, vibrant, vital. I mean, when you see him in the Black Panther, he's so strong and fit.
Yes.
And then life happens. I mean, that's how he chose to go. So prayers to him. There's been a lot of that going on lately, not just, and that's why we wanted to talk about grief today, because that's happening. There's a lot of suicides that are going on, because people just can't cope. So,
Exactly.
and loved ones going, COVID, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of people are losing their livelihood.
Of course,
or
and
their-
that's what I'm saying. It's all because of what's going on.
Exactly.
And just it's very sad. It's sad for us because we're the ones that are left, not for them. And that's the challenging part, because when you're in grief, it's like, you're missing them. You miss that energy and you want them there. And it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's all about us, but it is, because that's what we're feeling. We're left
Right.
here, right?
Right.
And they're on the other side, and they're happy and fulfilled, and and just helping us to cope with their death.
Exactly.
So-
It's an amazing thing that going home to
Yeah.
the other side is more of a homecoming.
Coming,
It's
yeah.
like a celebration,
coming
a
home,
big
yeah.
celebration, and it's
That's what did I tell you guys I want for my funeral?
celebration. The song. Okay, hit it.
There's a party going on right here. It's a celebration to last
throughout the years.
That's it.
Right?
I want it played at my
Yeah,
funeral.
we'll stop there.
Yeah, really.
But she wants it. But you want to play that at your funeral. Which,
Yeah.
I could totally picture you dancing in spirit there. It's so cute.
Oh, thank you.
So cute.
Seriously, well, Lisa, I promise I'll stop saying serious at some point. Yeah, she said we look particularly great today.
Oh.
But it's because I think Chrissy's wearing her soul
Oh my
color.
gosh! Yeah, you're right. I didn't
And I'm
even
wearing my
realize
soul
it.
color.
Yeah. You're right.
That's okay. They could see my dang bra. It's gonna fall off anyway.
I know. I'm like, yep.
Did you really? I love that song.
That is fun.
So I texted Sammy because it just came to me. I didn't hear it. It just came into my brain, and that's what I texted Sammy and Chrissy and Trexler. I'm going, this is what I want.
Yeah. That's fun. But yeah, so when our loved ones go home to the other side, they're going back to our real home. Back to our...
We missed you too.
our I don't want to say our real life, because this is our life while we're incarnate. But on the other side, that's our, our where we have the truest free will. I mean, here we are following our life chart, but on the other side, we're back to our real home. We're back to our love and our interests, the things that we love to do, whether it's research or the animals or singing or whatever. And we're reunited with all our loved ones. We're in perfect health. We're not, we don't have any illnesses or issues or anything like that. But like you just were saying, it's us that's dealing with the grief, and they're trying to help us. And one of the things that's helped people before is to visualize being in their shoes, and how would
it's kind of challenging though whenever you're deep in grief.
Yes,
because it's kind of like, I don't want to say, it's kind of like, I want to go home too. But we can't. We're not done yet. They are. So it's still a little bit of that mixed in, like, I want to be with them and everyone on the other side kind of thing. And you're still here and you still have to do things.
Yeah.
So.
Right. And so, I mean.
Yeah, and that's true.
That helps.
Oh, thank you.
That helps too.
Sharon loves our pendants.
Oh, I love this one. Vera,
I can't find mine.
Do you remember what the qualities? I guess we could.
Angelite? Well, it's for creativity.
Angelite. That's so perfect.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Creativity and calling on the angels and all that good stuff.
I love it. That is an awesome
Yeah,
story.
it does. It does. And, after the grief, because if you guys have read, oh God, what's her name now? It was right there. She wrote about death and dying.
Oh,
Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. Yeah. And she has an amazing book about death and dying that really helps you to come to grips with what you're going through and the stages that you go through, because there's 5 different stages of grief, right? So, yeah, so that really helps to understand that and know that you're not alone either. Because there's I can't remember if it's a Taoist or Buddhist saying, and somebody went up to Buddha and said that they wanted to talk to and they said a name, and so Buddha goes, okay, and there was like 50 million of that same name coming to that person. He goes, which one did you want? So just in telling them you're not alone. This happens. This is part of life. So that was the message for that. But it's just, like I said, challenging when we're in it. But we can deal with it, and we all have to do it in our own way, in our own time, in our own pace, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, see, that happens a lot, Roxanne. Getting a lot of help from the other side because when they're in life, they have things that they have to deal with, that they're not doing things the way they charted maybe, and that there's all this other stuff that compounds it. And it's all about, sometimes just trying to make it through the day, and then you don't really deal with the people that you need to deal with. Yeah. But then you're on the other side and you get exactly what's going on and why it's happening and why it happened.
Right.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah, all I was going to say was that, I just think about how we just wouldn't want for the love that, like, let's say whoever is left, we wouldn't want the love that we had together to keep them in grief.
Right.
To make it be to where it keeps us, or that person, in a miserable, unhappy state.
Yeah.
Because we would want them to be happy as best as possible, because their life goes on.
Right.
And we can still honor them by cherishing what we have. They're still with us. They can hear us because we're not alone, which is amazing. We can still visit. It is hard though, because it's like you want to hug them. You want to
it's that initial
together
shock.
and talk and still be together. But you can still talk to them. Like when you're alone, you can just talk to yourself like you're talking to them. But they're right there, as if they're right there with you. So it's like you're still experiencing your life with them, and they're still there with you. It's an amazing thing to really.
Yeah.
Is it gonna work?
Maybe.
Is it working? I'm just so happy.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I think we're on.
Hallelujah.
Oh, we're still frozen over there.
Maybe we should sing again. Maybe
Maybe that's what did it.
It broke it.
Yeah. Okay. But, once we get to the acceptance of what happened, because we still have, all that other stuff that we have to deal with at the beginning, denial and all that.
Anger,
depression, so it's part of it. We're back, it says.
Yay. All right. Nothing's going to hold us back today.
Exactly. We're not going to talk about dreams today, is what I was saying, Chrissy-Ann, but we'll take your comment and we'll talk about it maybe next week or sometime that we're talking about dreams. Yeah.
Good idea.
Because it is messages, so you just have to kind of figure out what it is. So.
Yeah, and hopefully everybody heard what Vera was just saying about you still have to go through the stages of grief. But, love is, we don't want the love that we share to keep us in depression. We want it to, it empowers, it strengthens, it inspires, and it gives us hope to keep,
to keep going.
Yeah, to keep going. And that's what we want to hold on to as best as possible.
Yeah.
Once we get through the stages.
Right.
It's hard to get through that.
And nobody can tell you when to be done with your grief or whatever. Everyone has their own way of dealing with it. It's just that if it drags on too long, that it's detrimental to your health, then that's whenever you need to get outside help.
Yeah.
Because you still have to deal with that too. You may need help for a bit of time, and then you can go back to your life. Yeah, so.
And one of the things too that you talked about before is that when people are in grief, it's almost like we have I don't want to say a cloud.
Is John actually doing what I think he's doing? He doesn't think we can hear him sharpening knives.
But it's like this little, almost like a cloud, like an obstacle or a little barrier that our grief creates. And so sometimes when we're in grief, a lot of times we'll hear, I'm not getting any messages. They're not around me. I'm not getting anything.
Because you're too much in grief.
But it's because sometimes we block it with that. And so just...
But it's kind of like mungy, like that surrounds you and that you're not able to see the thinning of the veil and all that good stuff. Yeah,
because a lot of that, it's at the core of it is fear.
John, everybody knows you're messing with everybody knows you're sharpening knives. Oh, Roxanne.
Thank you, Roxanne.
Uncle, yes. Tell your uncle to stop, Em.
Okay.
Yes, I know. And that's part of it, too. Hey, Eric. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what you were just saying, though. It was a good point before the knife sharpening. Well,
oh my goodness.
I can't remember now. Well, sorry.
We'll think of it.
Yeah.
It'll pop back in.
Yeah. It will.
Yeah. So, I don't know if you guys have seen on the internet that I believe they were social media people. I think they're called Lamb and Cam. I'm not sure. Lamb, I believe, is the male. They're together. They're a husband and wife. But they were going through a lot of... the husband had a lot of... Go.
I just remembered. I just wanted to say it really quick before you got into the story, because I know this is going to be a good story. I just wanted to say that at the core of the grief is usually fear, right? Mm-hmm. That's what blocks us usually, whatever type of negativity we create, this little cloud or whatever. But with grief, a lot of times the fear is the fear of not having them anymore,
right.
Of being alone or being abandoned or not feeling what we had before. But to release that fear is just knowing...
And it's also a fear of death.
That too.
Your death. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to help with releasing that fear is just letting some of these truths absorb and just realizing them and helping that fear to dissipate.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
No, I was going to talk about, Nana was saying, some deaths real accidents? No, there are no accidents. That is when you charted to go. I know it's hard to absorb that because it's like, why would somebody want to go when they're in their 20s or if they haven't even lived life yet?
Yeah.
Because their chart is done. We don't know what they wrote. And to them, they are done. They experienced everything that they meant to experience. Suicide is different. Suicide is not an exit point. It's not charted, but it's in the outline. Let's put it that way. Say we have an outline of our life because we still have lateral movement. And it's like when we get putting all of this stuff on us as we're writing our chart, and then we'll have our guide say, well, this might be a little bit heavy, and you might not be able to take it. So maybe you could, lessen it. Oh no, I can do it. And it's not part of what you were supposed to do, but it was the ending point. So it's kind of like both, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's not charted, but it's in the outline of what you wrote about that situation.
Yeah. Makes sense.
We feel it's accidents, right? Accidental death,
Yeah,
accidental
because it
overdose.
seems like it, but we have to go
in our
some
finite
way.
minds, we have to understand it. Yeah, so.
It's amazing how everything is in
Eaten
the
by
chart.
a gator, that's how you charted to go. I know, it's weird. It's just, there are so many different avenues of way people go,
Exactly. I
So
know
why
it.
would you want to chart that? But it's an experience, and it's something that they wanted to experience.
Just like with Steve, what was his name?
Irwin.
Yes.
I cried.
And bringing awareness to wildlife, even though wildlife is what killed him. So it raises the awareness, and it helps others. It helps us to know more about the planet and about wildlife and so forth. So many different things so many different types of deaths they learn from, we learn from, people are helped from. It raises the consciousness. On and on it goes, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, Cam and Lamb.
Cam and Lamb. All right. We'll talk about exit points another show, because then we're going to get off target here.
Okay.
But Cam and Lamb are social media people. They're married, and they both have mental issues. They both had mental illness on both sides of the family, and they both were dealing with it. But they were starting to do really well, right? They were dealing with the issues that they were having. They had a daughter. She got pregnant again, and it was planned. It was not an unplanned pregnancy. They knew it was coming, but it added more stress to him, because it was like sometimes we get into our heads that we're not good enough, and our kids would be better off without us, to have somebody else to love them instead of us. So you kind of put all this stuff in your head, right?
Right. Fear starts to affect us.
Yeah. So she said he went to a psychiatrist, like we're told to do, right? To help ourselves. And then the psychiatrist put him on, because he has ADHD, he put him back on it because he wasn't able to focus on their career, because that's what they do. So he had him on antidepressants, ADHD medication, and anxiety medication to help him. Well, he got to where he needed the ADHD to do things in the daytime. He couldn't sleep because of the ADHD medication, because it's speed, right?
Oh.
Remember Sylvie talked about all the kids that were taking ADHD are going to
That's
have
right.
issues later on. Yeah,
Wow.
so he had the issues. It was like he got everything done, but then at night he couldn't sleep. So he took the anxiety medication. So then he thought,
Oh, no.
Yeah. So then he was having to take one to do the other, to take the other, So then he decided, well, I'm just not going to take the ADHD and the anxiety. I'm just going to keep my antidepressant.
Okay.
And he just spiraled. It's like, you
no.
just can't stop taking stuff.
Right.
But he was trying to figure things out on his own and not be a burden to the family, right? And then his wife had just had a baby, and she was dealing with postpartum. So they couldn't help each other.
I
So
see.
he went to his parents, she went to her parents. They got better, and they thought, okay, now we can get back together, because she couldn't cook, she couldn't do anything, and he couldn't. And they had children to keep alive, right?
Right.
So they went to their respective parents, and then they got better. They got back together. Everything she said was wonderful. He was in a good mood. And then she was taking care of her oldest daughter, trying to get her to sleep. And he told her, well, I'm going to go to take a bath. And she goes, and that's what he did every night. That's how he relaxed. He would take a bath before bedtime. So she was busy with her daughter, and then she was just realized, well, it's really quiet in the house. So she went to the bathroom to check on him to see what he was doing. He wasn't there. the bathtub was dry. He had never taken a bath. He had not started the bath. Do you guys hear about this? And so she looked throughout the whole house looking for him. And she said their house is not big, so it didn't take her long. So then she went to the garage, and he was hanging. She found him hanging there. So she has a video out. It's like 36 minutes long, but it's and she tells people at the beginning, don't watch this if you get triggered. If you're young, please watch this with your parents, or better yet, have the parents watch it first to see if they even want you to see it. You know,
Right.
she's saying, please, there's a lot of triggers that I'm going to be talking about that, may manifest in your psyche, right?
Yeah.
So she gave a lot of warning at the beginning, and she goes, and it's very graphic. She talks about how she had to cut him down and, all this stuff. And when the paramedics came, they resuscitated him. He came back.
Wow.
But then the doctors are telling her, she goes, the doctors have a way of telling you things when they really don't want to tell you anything. So she was thinking, I have hope. He's alive. He's breathing. Well, he wasn't. It was the machines that were keeping him alive. But she said, like, whenever she would hold his hand, she could feel him squeeze. And then she saw his eyes flutter sometimes. But the doctor, oh, you know what? I feel bad now.
Why?
Because I didn't preface this and say, don't watch this part if you're triggered.
Oh. Well,
I'm so sorry.
we could tell them right now.
Okay, please don't listen to the rest of this.
Yeah.
That's kind of like...
Well, you just mean if you're triggered easily, is that what you're saying?
Well, not easily, but sometimes people that are suicidal, things trigger them by what you say or what you do, or what they hear during the day sometimes.
Oh, I see.
So, oh gosh, now I feel bad.
Well.
Yeah. But the thing is, what she is trying to say is she wants people that are suicidal or have suicidal thoughts to please watch this, because she wants you to see what happens after.
The reality.
Of how the family is affected.
Right,
She goes,
the
I
loved
know.
ones
And
left.
she said he was the most loving guy.
And that's what
Yeah.
really matters. It's not the other stuff that we go off in our minds thinking, I'm not enough,
Yeah.
I'm not providing enough, my family needs better than me
Yeah.
or more than me. They need you.
Mm-hmm. But, at that time you're thinking, well,
I know.
I'm nothing, so they don't need me. But people on the other side, while they're in coma, people go to the other side when they're in comas, and they come back and they go to the other side, kind of thing like that. But she said the doctors told her that's just part of the brain firing down.
You mean grabbing her hand and
The
squeezing
reflexes.
her hand?
It's still firing, but it's firing down.
That is so sad
Yeah.
because she had hope.
Yeah,
and-
and so they had to still see what the brain scan was. So eventually, of course, he was brain dead. So they had to take him off. But then she said, okay, she realized he was dead, right? So she walks out, and as she's walking out, two people stop her and take her into a conference room. Well, her husband is an organ donor.
Okay.
She goes, so then I had to deal with that. I had to sign papers and, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I know now the kitty. That's Leah. She's looking for her babies. So, but the point of the thing is, she wants people to see what happens after you do go. But then she starts going, if I only... And that's part of the grief.
See, that's the part of
That's
where the stage is.
one of the stages.
Is
If I had
feeling the
only
blame.
done this, if I had only been, if I had only looked at him 5 minutes before, or a minute before, he would still be alive. And you can't do that. But you do. But you shouldn't do that, I should say.
I know.
But that's part of it. But I think that video it's going to be powerful for people to see what happens afterwards.
Exactly.
Yes, and that's a thing. And that's what's so powerful about, she said, her husband, because he was trying to, help himself and not be quiet about it. Right. And she said he's the most loving person. He would give you the shirt off his back. Mm-hmm. So she knows that, if he had thought about it one more minute, he would have thought, oh no, who's going to find me?
Right.
But it's just part of the experience of what we're learning here on Earth too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I hear you. And then of
Yeah,
course,
it does still have a stigma, and that's the challenging part about it. It shouldn't.
And a lot of times when that happens, they're cocooned on the
Right,
other side. They go
right.
straight to being cocooned, where it's this powers angel that wraps their wings around them. It's almost like being covered or wrapped in like a warm gauze. That's
Right.
what we had learned
Yeah.
before. I think Sylvia had said that, right? And so it's where
Yes.
all this love is just permeating for us, so that it can replenish us, replenish our soul, and help us to wake up much later, whenever it is. But when we wake up, it's like waking up and just feeling so much better.
Yeah.
So it's not like we've been hucked off into a fiery pit of damnation or something like that.
Yeah, there's every which way to experience life. So that just happens. We're just saying generally this is what it is.
Right.
We can always find other examples of other stuff, but yeah, it does creep. So that's just the part of it where the spirituality and being together and helping each other and being there for each other. So
Oh my gosh, it's so
Yeah.
important, because sometimes when we feel hopeless, it's just like if we just have one more day.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
When things seem like it's never going to get better. It's going to
Right.
be our life forever. And kids being bullied in school and that type of thing. But it's just, if you just give it one more day, the next day, things could really turn around. Miracles happen.
Yeah.
And I want to share a real quick miracle story.
okay,
This-
cool.
okay,
Let's
you
make
guys-
it uplifting.
Yeah, this is truly a miracle. Okay, so I'm sure that many of you know about the wildfires here in California have just been
Horrible.
really bad, just so destructive. But check out this story. There's this trailer park that had been evacuated, and I mean, obviously it was going to get burned down to the ground. And there was this one young woman that was in one of the trailers, and she couldn't get out of there. I don't know what happened, but she could not get out of there. Her trailer was the only trailer that wasn't burned and totaled, gone to a crispy fried nothing.
Yeah, see, it wasn't her time.
I mean, talk about,
Yeah.
can you imagine the
We see it as a miracle,
protection?
but it's not her time.
That is amazing. You know the visual that I have on that one, Vera? It reminded me of one of the trances with Angus. And you were describing, he was showing you these angels around the entire world. And they were all holding
holding
hands,
hands,
and
yeah.
they were just covering the world right now in recent times. And they're trying to keep it from jiggling,
Wobbling
like
so much,
wobbling
yeah.
off. And I was just picturing these angels completely protecting that trailer. I mean, that's astonishing. One trailer out of all the trailers makes it through, and she's inside.
Exactly.
Amazing. That's an awesome story.
It is.
Yeah. And I'm really glad that this woman that you're talking about shared her story, so that it can help a lot of us to realize, like you just said, think about who's left behind, our
Right.
loved ones,
And that's why, sometimes there is some people that said that, like, if you commit suicide, you have to come right back, no matter what. But there's circumstances with that. Because if it's like the mental illness, that part of it, I don't think mother and father will make them come back and do it again as hard as it was the first time. I just don't find that to be true. But, and it's not, there's times when people commit suicide for revenge.
Right.
And maybe those, okay, like,
Right,
I'll
right.
show you,
Right.
kind of thing. But yeah, so we don't know. That's just it. It's like, you can't say that they have to come back and all that stuff. It's a lot of times they want to come back to finish up what they didn't finish.
Exactly.
So it's not a punishment.
No.
type
Oh
thing.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't think that way when we're in life. We think, oh, I do not want to come back and
Yeah,
do this again.
yeah.
But then when we're on the other side,
bets
if
are
that's
off.
what we did, then on the other side we're like, no, I want to do better. And a lot of times we've already done better as far as everybody on the other side's concerned. It's for
Exactly.
ourselves. It's like, no, I
Exactly.
know I can do better. So many of us can think of a situation that we've experienced in life when we go back and we thought, oh my gosh, if I just would have done that instead of whatever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it's like, that's
Yeah.
how we feel on the other side. It's like we just get so excited to I just want one more try. You know, I want to do it one more time
Hey, Chanel.
and get it better. So,
Don't be sorry. It's okay. You're here now.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah. Especially whenever the hurricane's like supposedly coming straight towards you and then it goes up or it goes over there, and it doesn't
Amazing.
hurt anything. Yeah.
amazing.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because we always have help. We always do. We just do, You
Yeah.
just have to know. No, it's not an easy journey. It's not. To have, depression and,
Yeah, it's hard to sometimes just to find hope to keep going.
yeah, one foot in front of the other.
Yeah, and we try our best to replace the negative thoughts that come with a positive. So that's one thing. It's like a tool for protection, really.
Exactly.
Because
Good way to put it.
that's what is going to dissipate that fear that we were talking about earlier. Fear is what blocks us from getting messages from our loved ones, and it also may create sometimes illness or different things like that. But we definitely have the opportunity to control it. We have the power to control it.
Right.
And one of those ways
Yes.
is using those tools for protection and try our very best to focus on the positive. It can be a little shard of something positive.
Yeah. I'm
Just
sorry.
any
I'm not
little
laughing
thing.
at that. I'm
No,
laughing.
you're laughing because of comment,
Well,
right?
Chanel said I'm late to the party, and I'm kind of like, I don't know if it's a party, but we're trying.
But
You're getting better at it, Lisa.
But I was falling asleep in here last night, and I was thinking about one of the very first tools that ever helped me was my happy place was going to my grandma's house because
Yeah.
I felt so happy there because we got away from our normal life and everybody was on their good behavior. My father was nice,
Yeah.
so, sort of, well, a little. Anyway, but it was like I felt so much love there, and I was thinking about it because when I was lying in here last night, this is like my happy place.
Aw,
Your
it
house,
is a happy place.
Your house
then.
reminds me of my grandma's house now.
Oh, cool.
It's a compliment.
Thanks, kidding.
Not like in a grandma way, but you know what I mean.
Well, I feel like I'm your mother
Yeah.
in some ways,
I know what you mean. I know
Yeah,
what you mean.
mother type thing, yeah.
But yeah, so it can be any
I'm not
little
taking the
shard.
place of your mom.
Oh,
a mother type.
course,
Yeah.
of course. We totally know what you mean.
Okay, good.
But yeah, so it's like any little shard of something positive can dispel that negativity and or fear so that it doesn't manifest and make the depression worse for the day or make an illness start to manifest or
And that's what's so challenging about this COVID thing, because we can't be around people. And, sometimes we need to keep that help going, that energy going, to, being around somebody and just coming over. And, one time somebody told me, I called them like out of the blue. I hadn't talked to them in I don't know how long. And they're just going, why are you calling me now? And I go, I don't know. You just popped in my head and I just wanted to talk to you. I found out later she was thinking about killing herself. So that's what I'm talking about. If you think, that's why we have to connect. We have to, and it wasn't like, oh God, I'm thinking something's happening. She popped in my head and I went, oh, let me.
wow.
Yeah.
But you know what's amazing about that is that whether even she realized it or not, you even doing that, whether it was a distraction or just making her think about something positive that she experienced with your friendship years before, or getting her to think about something in the future, it kept her from doing that.
And she never brought it up when we talked.
Wow.
She didn't tell me till later.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of times when we're feeling like that, we don't share.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, you know what? It's really cute. I saw an ad for a dating thing the other day, and it was really cute because even though they were showing this young lady and this young man getting together connecting online, and they were showing their dates. He's playing the guitar and she's showing her dog or whatever it was. But it was cute because it's like, even though we can't get together or meet new people or old friends or whatever, we can still do it virtually.
Oh,
we can
yeah.
totally still do it virtually.
Yeah.
We find ways, because a lot of the businesses now are
Hi,
opening
Stella.
up to do it that way. And so you can still connect and be with your friends. Now more than ever, people that live halfway across
far
the
away.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah. FaceTime, Zoom,
Yeah.
Skype, whatever.
Exactly.
So you can see them in person still.
Yeah, so it's just, we just want people to know that there's people here for you. Like, we have our soul tribes here for each other. You know, and then you guys go out and you help other people. You know, so, and then they help other people. So it just keeps going.
Yes, exactly.
And that's what we're here for.
Right.
Do the best we can and help other people, you know, along the way as well.
Yeah. That is just how much I love that. Because then, you know, you just never know. You can touch so many different family members and friends, and it's awesome. We're reading. That's why we're quiet. We're reading.
We should read it out loud, maybe.
Okay, I'm just going to read it out loud.
Okay.
Okay. For a lot of us, it's just easier to let fear and sadness, too, take over. We have to remind ourselves to be strong, surround ourselves with the white light of the Holy Spirit, and know we're not alone.
Right.
Exactly.
And sometimes we have to have medication to help us.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, there's medicine for a reason.
Yeah. Right.
And
That's
you
true.
use it along with your spiritual tools. You know, and if you can use the spiritual tools and not have to, then great. But if you do, great.
Yeah.
Whatever you need.
Yeah, it's a good point that you brought that up, because even though a lot of things start with some type of trauma or emotional upset or what have you, it manifests. It manifests physically, or it manifests mentally, or whatever it is. But it starts off with something like, you know, the emotional, right? But then once it manifests, that's where God has given us doctors and different types of medications, and through mankind, humankind, to help us.
Yeah.
So it physically manifests, and then that's where it comes
And that's
in.
where we have to get this COVID under control. We have to.
Yeah.
Because we have to be able to touch each other. We have to be able to hug, you know, and not without, because you see people now on TV and you could see they want to hug and then they step back.
I know.
But we can't right now. We just
Yeah.
can't. So it'll work out.
Yeah.
Well, it can, Nana, it can, but some people do need medication. And sometimes you need to take different types to see which ones that works best for you. You know, so it may be a little bit of getting whatever it is that you need, but people need medication sometimes. So don't poo-poo that. If it doesn't work for you, then it doesn't work for you, but it might for somebody else.
Right.
You know? So we have to, we're living in the real world, right? So we have to do things that help us physically as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're mind, body, we're spirit. So we have all these different, we're heart, right? The mental, the emotional, the spiritual.
Yeah, because of what happened with Lamb. You know,
Right.
but that ADHD, you guys, oh my God.
Yeah, that's bad. But yeah, so these
Because
different.
really those people, they're just creative. They just have a lot of energy. They, you know,
It's true.
they don't fit into the square box that the teaching environment wants you to be. Like sit there and
Exactly.
be. Some kids can't. They're so creative and they have to move. But then we medicate them, you know.
Right.
I
So
don't know.
there's the balance right
Yeah,
there.
you
That's
have
the
to
balance.
balance it.
Because it's like, I know some
Exactly.
children when I was growing up and they were
Right.
hyper, whatever, but then it's not a bad thing. They just have so much amazing creative energy.
Yes.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Wasn't a bad thing, and I'm really glad that they didn't have to be on medication. It was just expressing. They had a lot to express.
Exactly. Not everybody can fit into that mold of, you know, the perfect student. Come on.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's just the conformed way that they want to teach. But we need to address the different aspects of our being. So we have the spiritual tools, and then sometimes it can, really address some of those mental and emotional things, and physical too, for that
Yeah.
matter. And then we have the medicine that also can help us.
Yeah,
comes
and that's
together.
another thing. The kids that are so psychic that Roxanne is bringing up, then they're put on medication because they think they're
Oh, they think that they're just,
yeah.
yeah,
I
got
don't
it.
know, but that's all part of the experience too. We're not coming here to be perfect. We'd stay on the other side. I mean, what's the
True.
point?
Yeah.
We're coming here to grow spiritually and to evolve our soul and to experience
Oh, I love it
from
so
other-
much.
other-
You just are reminding me of something that Angus said in a recent session so
What?
much, and he in a recent trance, and he said that we don't expect you to be 100%. We don't expect you to hit a
Yeah.
home run every time, but you come to the bat, and that's
That's
all that
the
we
thing.
ask of you.
Yeah.
He's like that. That's all that we ask is that you basically you try, you try your best.
Yes.
And so we don't
Yeah.
have to hit it out of the park every time.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Right. Exactly.
yeah, for sure. Ask for God for help too. Absolutely, because that's what every single angel has a function
Ooh, that's a
that
good
is
one.
meant to help us with every single thing that we're going through.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Every single phylum has a function to address something that we are experiencing, whether it's a physical healing that we need resolution with something that happened in our past.
Yeah.
We need courage to be strong, to face our chart, whatever it might be.
Eric is saying there's a good documentary on Netflix, Kingdom of Us. I'm going to watch that.
Ooh.
And he said it gives a great understanding about depression. And then Nana has another question here. I was wondering if just evil spirits could cause mental or physical problems, or is it just our bodies at a default? What do you think?
Well, I think that's actually the answer to that. I think could be a series of videos.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think that's a quick answer.
No.
Because when you have things that are bothering us mentally, and when you have things that are bothering us physically, there's a whole array of origins. There's cell memory.
There's so many
There's
things.
the negativity of this planet or things that happen to us that start affecting us. And fears creep in, and then the openings to illness are created in
Right.
our protection. I mean, it's
vast.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that could be a whole class. That'd be an awesome class. We send the angels in mass in troubled times. That's
I do.
good. That is awesome. Oh yeah, I do too.
I do too.
Because I like what it invokes, that feeling of just
Soulfulness.
Yeah.
No. I'm just kidding.
yeah, it's like I don't know if I should say, but you know how you feel on the other side. It's like that's your soul color, and it's like you can feel that in life, and I love that.
Or even when you say your tone.
Yeah, it just resonates.
Yeah.
It just rings.
Yeah.
Through all your
It
cells.
just kind of gives you a release.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I love Christmas so much.
Fa la 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 la.
La 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 la. You have an auntie that can tell you your soul color, precious.
Oh, he said it's the Kingdom of Us.
Oh, what did
That's
I
the name
say?
of his show. I don't know.
I thought I said Kingdom of Us.
I thought
Okay.
you did. Okay. Yeah.
You can ask me at some time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, and like we always say, I mean, we get so many questions on YouTube. We have a long list, and we try to
Yeah, we
get
put
to
them all
many.
on the list. Yeah.
And it's kind of the luck of the draw, but you do your
Yeah,
best. I mean,
best.
there's so many that people that have had a question answered. We try to get the ones that
Yeah.
haven't.
And you can ask right before you fall asleep.
That's true.
What's
too.
my soul color?
Yeah.
And then you can get it that way and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can ask me.
Yes, I was just gonna say. And then for like if you need like a lot of times we'll have a question that's for a bigger answer or so forth, and you can have a reading, you can have a letter question with Vera, those types of things on our website. So there's many different ways. But yeah, there's dream time.
Yeah, you can ask it. Meditation.
Mm-hmm.
All different ways to do it.
And I've been having a hard time remembering my dreams lately, but
Yeah.
you can definitely, if you wake up in the middle of the night, have a pencil and paper next to your bed. So if you have any dreams, you see the color.
Blue lace agate will help you remember dreams.
That's right, you did say that. So yeah, sometimes we'll get a lot of things in dreams.
Yeah. Well, for the what do you call it? The candlelight chat. We're going to be doing a meditation.
Speaking of guided meditations.
Yeah, guided meditation. So part of it is it's going to be about meeting someone that's crossed over that you miss, or you need a message from, or something like that. But also, part of the meditation is going to be exchanging crystals with the loved one. So I want to give you a couple of that. Just gave me chills too.
I love that. That's neat.
So in case you want to do it, in our candlelight chat, which will be later on tonight, I don't know what time. We'll let you know in the notification part of it. So you can either pick, because these ones are to help you to deal with grief in your own way, but it helps you to figure things out quicker too. So there's amethyst, and it gives you a sense of calm and soothing. So you can pick a crystal that you want to give to your loved one. They're going to give you whatever they want, and you'll find that out. But you can do amethyst. It gives you a sense of calm and soothing. Pink opal heals emotional wounds and brings an aura of love around you. And black onyx and this is all for grief, because they do other things for other parts of your psyche, but this is just for the grief part right now. So black onyx accesses your inner strength, and it creates a protection around you that you can deal with things. Clear quartz is super powerful because it pulls all the pain, emotional pain, away from you, and then it helps you deal with the grief in your own way.
That's a good
and it
one.
heals you from the inside out. I love that too. And rose quartz, of course, is such a loving stone. It helps you to feel accepted and supported. It helps you be gentle with yourself and aids in supporting self-love. And then moonstone is really excellent for grief. It's incredible in helping with loss. Helps to center your mind and dissipate the feelings of shock and numbness. And it gently helps you to move through the grieving process at your own pace.
I love that.
Yeah. So that's going to be a good one.
I was so impressed with the clear quartz, because it's like
It's
that's
so
the
powerful.
One, that meditation helps me. I mean, just in my own mind thinking about it, right? Because I don't know your meditation yet, but whenever I feel sick, it helps to make me feel better, and it protects from the negativity that I felt was maybe making me feel sick, right?
Yeah.
But you were talking about the healing from the inside, and I'm
Out.
like, wow,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Yeah. I love it.
And then, yes, your soul color could be gold. So that is a soul color too. I just wanted to tell Steve because he was asking about that.
Yeah.
My mom's soul color, I believe, is gold. I believe.
Of course it can be gold.
She had said that.
What?
My mom was saying that she felt her soul color was gold.
Oh, I'm glad, not beige.
Yeah.
That's her favorite color. Yeah, so that's good. Yeah, of course you can have gold, silver, it's whatever. The rainbow. Yeah. Yes, it is a master crystal.
And if the notifications aren't reaching you for some reason, you can always go to our channel, and when you look where it says about or community, click on community, and then that's where we'll put like a notice of what time we expect to be live or whatever.
Oh, yeah?
Not every single week.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but that's where it's like almost like a little message board you can see. Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah. I mean, we're always usually live on Saturdays at 1 o'clock Pacific time. But other than that, when we expect to go live, Vera will usually put.
Yeah, I'll let people know. But a lot of times I'm hearing you guys don't get those notices.
So
especially last week when we didn't even show up. I felt so bad because we put it
there. Yeah. But I hope that you have a chance to join us live for the meditation tonight.
Yeah.
Because that sounds like an awesome one.
Exactly. So, if you want.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Why not? There's so many limitless possibilities on the other side,
it's
right?
Whatever
it's like
you want.
so we have that.
That's what it's
carried
never
within us.
boring when you're dealing with humans. Never, never, never.
You know what I love?
What?
The kingdom of God is within.
Yes.
And it's like within every single one of us, there's this amazing plethora, universe, connected to God and everything it's like, so there's
And
so
each
much
other,
to explore.
Yeah. Cool.
Really
All right, guys. Well, What do you say, Chrissy?
We love you. Thank you so much for joining us, for supporting us, and sharing your light and your
Aw.
love too.
That's so sweet, precious girl.
Aww.
She loves Angus the way you draw him.
Aww.
Yeah. He is kind of cute, huh?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Emily.
And he's always there for us. Always, always.
I
We
love
love
it.
you.
Okay.
Stay
Anything
safe.
else you wanted to say? We're good?
We love you.
Love you all.
He is so handsome, isn't he? Thank you, Esteban. It's nice to see guys on here too, you know?